Wrong car, deadly consequences. Black nurse and the Korean Mafia boss. Aisha Thompson had always craved more. At 28, she was one of the best trauma nurses at Mercy General Hospital in Chicago. Night after night, she stitched wounds, calmed hysterical families, and brought people back from the brink of death. But as she clocked out at 2:17 a.m., the familiar emptiness settled in her chest. Her life was a loop. 12-hour shifts, microwaved meals, and quiet rides home. In her daydreams, though, she lived differently. She imagined car chases through neon-lit streets, secret alliances, and a world where every heartbeat carried danger and purpose. Those fantasies kept her sane during the mundane chaos of the ER. Rain-slicked streets glistened under the streetlights as she stepped outside. Her usual Uber driver, Marcus, had texted, "Black sedan by the side entrance." She spotted the sleek black Mercedes exactly where he always parked. Tinted windows, luxury rims. Without a second thought, Aisha opened the rear door and collapsed onto the soft leather seat with a groan. "Lord Marcus, today tried to kill me," she said, kicking off her shoes. "Gunshot victim in room 4, multiple stabbings, and some drunk idiot puked all over my scrubs. I need a damn adventure, not this." The car didn't move. Aisha's eyes snapped open. In the rearview mirror, the driver was Asian, stone-faced, and definitely not Marcus. Before she could react, the doors locked with a solid click. "Wrong car, I'm sorry," she said quickly, reaching for the handle. "Please unlock it. This is my mistake." A partition lowered smoothly. Sitting across from her in the spacious back seat was a man who looked like he had stepped out of one of her wildest daydreams. Sharp jawline, tailored black suit, and eyes that could freeze fire. A thin scar ran from his left eyebrow to his cheek. Power radiated from him like heat. "You just made the most dangerous mistake of your life," he said calmly, his voice carrying a Korean accent. The car pulled away from the curb, accelerating into the night. Aisha's heart slammed against her ribs. "Stop! Let me out right now! I'm a nurse. I don't have anything to do with whatever this is." The man studied her. "My name is Kang Dae-jun. That was supposed to be my private car after a very sensitive meeting. My enemies were watching. They saw you get in. Now they think you belong to me." He glanced behind them. 2 black SUVs were already tailing closely. Aisha's hands trembled as she clutched her bag. This wasn't her fantasy. This was real. Yet somewhere deep down, a small, reckless part of her felt alive for the first time in years. Kang continued, "The Park family wants me dead. They control half the underground imports in this city now. By getting into my car, you've become a loose end they will want to tie up. Permanently." "I'm nobody," Aisha whispered. "Just Aisha Thompson from the South Side. Please." Kang's expression softened a fraction. "Too late, Miss Thompson." The next 20 minutes were pure tension. Kang's driver swerved through late-night traffic with terrifying skill while Kang barked orders in rapid Korean into his phone. Gunshots suddenly cracked behind them. Aisha screamed as the rear window shattered. "Get down!" Kang shouted, pulling her to the floor. Bullets pinged off the armored body of the Mercedes. The chase intensified, tires screeching, cars honking, sirens wailing in the distance. For a moment, Aisha forgot her fear. This was exactly what she had daydreamed about during slow hospital nights. Adrenaline, danger, and a man who moved through the world like a shadow. They finally escaped into an underground garage beneath a glittering high-rise on the Gold Coast. Kang pulled her into a private elevator that required biometric scans. When the doors opened, they stepped into a luxurious penthouse that screamed old-world power mixed with modern elegance. Minimalist furniture, priceless Korean artifacts, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Aisha stood in her wrinkled blue scrubs, feeling completely out of place. Kang removed his jacket, revealing a growing bloodstain on his white shirt. "One of the bullets grazed me," he said casually, as if commenting on the weather. Her nurse instincts kicked in immediately. "Let me see that. Sit down." He raised an eyebrow but obeyed, settling onto a leather couch. Aisha tore open his shirt without hesitation, exposing a deep graze along his ribs. It wasn't life-threatening, but it needed proper care. "You're lucky," she murmured, grabbing a first aid kit from a nearby cabinet after he directed her. As she cleaned and dressed the wound with steady, professional hands, she felt his intense gaze on her. "Why aren't you panicking?" Kang asked quietly. Aisha paused. "I should be, but honestly, part of me has been waiting for something like this. My life at the hospital is saving people who destroy themselves with bad choices. I've spent years daydreaming about a life that actually felt dangerous and meaningful. Stupid, right?" Kang watched her with new interest. "Not stupid. Reckless, maybe." Once the wound was properly bandaged, Kang stood and poured himself a drink. He offered her water instead. "The parks won't stop," he said. "They'll hunt you now. I can give you money, a new identity, and protection far away from here. But if you leave tonight, you'll spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder." Aisha sat down, processing everything. The rational part of her screamed to run, but the other part, the one that had fantasized about action, power, and breaking free from monotony, hesitated. "What's the alternative?" she asked. Kang leaned forward. "Stay. Not as my woman, not as my prisoner. As my personal nurse. My world is violent. My men get shot, stabbed, and poisoned regularly. Having someone with your skills, someone I can trust, would be invaluable. In return, I'll give you the life you've apparently been dreaming about. Protection, money, purpose, excitement." Aisha's breath caught. It was perfect, too perfect. She could use her nursing abilities for something greater than endless ER rotations. She could live on the edge she had always secretly craved. Before she could answer, chaos erupted. Gunfire exploded from the lower floors. The parks had found them faster than expected. Kang's men sprang into action, but the attack was brutal. Kang pushed Aisha toward a hidden panic room behind a bookshelf. "Stay inside," he ordered. But as the fight raged, shouts, gunshots, and breaking glass, Aisha heard a man scream in pain just outside. Her training wouldn't let her hide. She cracked the door open and saw one of Kang's guards bleeding heavily from a gunshot to the thigh. Without thinking, she rushed out. "Pressure here!" she yelled, tearing fabric to make a tourniquet. She worked under fire, stabilizing the man while bullets flew. Kang appeared beside her, gun in hand, providing cover as she saved his soldier's life. In that moment, something shifted. Kang looked at her with genuine respect and something deeper. The battle ended 20 minutes later. The park crew was defeated, their leader killed in the crossfire. Kang's penthouse was damaged, but he stood victorious, blood on his fresh bandage. Aisha's hands were covered in blood, not hers, as she finished treating 2 more wounded men. Adrenaline coursed through her veins like fire. She had never felt more alive. Kang approached her slowly. "You could have stayed hidden. Why didn't you?" "Because I'm a nurse," she said simply. "And because this feels like what I've been missing. The action, the purpose, saving lives in a world that actually matters to me." He stepped closer, his dark eyes searching hers. "Then stay, Aisha Thompson. Be my personal medic. Live the dangerous life you've dreamed of. I'll keep you safe, and you'll keep my people alive." She looked at the city lights sparkling through the broken windows, then back at the powerful, dangerous man before her. The old Aisha, the one who went home to an empty apartment every night, would have run. But the new Aisha, the one who had just performed emergency medicine during a Mafia shootout, smiled. "I'll stay," she said, "on one condition." Kang tilted his head. "Name it." You let me teach your men basic trauma care. If I'm doing this, we do it right. Kang's rare, genuine smile appeared. Deal! As the sun began to rise over Chicago, Aisha stood on the penthouse balcony beside Kang Dae-jun. Her old life was gone. In its place was a deadly, thrilling new reality filled with danger, loyalty, and the action she had always secretly craved. She had entered the wrong car, but it turned out to be the right decision for the life she truly wanted.